All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. And today, a little something different. I'm going to pose the question, is crypto getting a little bit boring? And I think so, and here's why. I just want to preface this by saying that I'm not capitulating or anything. I'm not selling. I'm not quitting or anything like that. I'm also posing the question to you guys as well. I'd like to hear it in the comments what you guys think of the current crypto market. Is it getting a little bit boring for you guys? And this whole video is me explaining why. And I want to start off with coin market cap. And so today you can see right now we just went under. As of recording, just right now, we went under $18,000 Bitcoin. So we're back to $17,940 Bitcoin. It just changed live there. We're at $905 Ethereum. About to go under $900 Ethereum, at least likely we are. And the market cap, this is what is really interesting about this, is that it's at $803 billion market cap. Now, what is interesting about that is that in 2017, at the all-time high of Bitcoin, or at least in 2017, Bitcoin was at 19,000 and some odd dollars, and we were at the same market cap. So looking at the total market cap here, let's just click on that. And let's scroll this in closer to 2017. We're at the same market cap. It kind of looks like we're not, but here at the market cap, 804 billion. It hasn't really updated. It says it's like 843 billion, but it's not. We're at $804 billion market cap. And in 2017, we were at that. I can't really scroll into it. It says it's like 705 billion, but it was really at like about 815 billion or so market cap. So we're actually at about exactly the same market cap we were in 2017. So you might think to yourself, well, that's just because prices are going down. You know, that's usual. That's nothing too crazy, right? We're all at about the same prices, but that's not the case. We're way above where Ethereum was then. Ethereum was like at like $400 in December of 2017, and of course Bitcoin was higher. But what's interesting about that is that in 2017 we had something like 1,800 or 2,000 cryptocurrencies. Now we have an unbelievable amount of cryptocurrencies. I don't even know how many cryptocurrencies we have anymore. Tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies, 20,000, 30,000. I'm not even sure if you count all of the DeFi, the BNB tokens, the Ethereum tokens. There could be 20, 30,000 coins out there. So what that means is that they're worth absolutely nothing. If we have the same exact market cap that we had in 2017, yet Ethereum is worth way more. And what you have to also realize too is that the circulating supply is way more. In 2017, we had a circulating supply in Bitcoin, probably 2 million coins less. We probably had like something like 17 million-ish in the circulating supply of Bitcoin in 2017, and with Ethereum we probably had at least 20 million less Ethereums, maybe even more less, if that makes any sense, maybe even less than that, maybe even less than 100 million total circulating Ethereum in supply. So basically total market cap in total, you know, the way you do that is just you take the circulating supply times the price, and that's what you get with the market cap. So in reality, we should have a way higher market cap, but when you look at all these coins, they're worth nothing. Their market cap is just worth nothing. So back in the day, in 2017, at the all-time high, we had the same exact market cap, and we had a completely different selection of coins at the top 50 than we did now. And there might be a few of the same ones up here than we did now. But if you were to look at CoinMarketCap back then, of course, we would have this, a completely different selection. And so that's one thing that I found very, very interesting by looking at this market cap and how it's exactly the same as it was in 2017, yet we have this much larger circulating supply, at least a couple million more, maybe a million, maybe 1.5 million, 2 million more Bitcoin, and many millions more Ethereum in circulating supply, yet we're still at the same market cap now since we have fallen, and we're still going to fall. I think we're going to get to, we could get to 12,000 Bitcoin. I really wouldn't be surprised if we get to $6,000 Bitcoin with like something like a 90% drop in the price of Bitcoin from about 60,000 to 6,000. I mean, that sounds extreme, but we did go from about $20,000 Bitcoin to about $3,000 Bitcoin, which wasn't quite a 90% drop, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we get down to something like $10,000 Bitcoin and something like, you know, maybe even $300 Ethereum. Another thing we have to watch out for is, you know, once we get to like $800 Ethereum and 500 and 300, that's more and more liquidations on these DeFi platforms. That's something we really have to watch out for, is that the lower Ethereum goes, and it's particularly Ethereum, that the lower we go, the more these liquidations occur with all of these tokens. We have all these Celsius networks, and we have all these loans, these Ethereum loans that are out. A lot of people have these Ethereum loans that they took out a whole bunch of Ethereum loans. And if the price of Ethereum goes down to a certain level, they have to pay those back, and they have to pay them back right now. And that's not just margin calls. That's not just leverage. That's with loans as well. So there's going to be a lot of liquidations here really soon. It's about to get super ugly. And that's sort of the thing we didn't have in 2017. We had a great economy. I mean, I'm talking about the world economy in 2017 and 2018. We had a great economy. We had low inflation. You know, the supply chain wasn't all wrecked up because of COVID. So this is a totally different beast we're looking at. We didn't have all these DeFi platforms with all this leverage and liquidation possibilities. We didn't have these crypto loans with liquidation possibilities. Now we do. It's a completely different ballgame. And you guys better watch, because once $800 Ethereum comes around, you're going to start to see those liquidations. Mark my words. Another reason why I think that crypto has gotten a little bit boring is, like, what is there to mine anymore? Remember back in 2017, every week there was something new to mine. There was something new to mine. And just let me show you here the difference. The difference. Let me just show you a video I made a long time ago. This is called Day Trading Bitcoin for Beginners. And this isn't about mining, but just let me just show you the interactivity of 2017. 117,000 views, nothing too crazy, but 306 comments. It just goes on and on and on. And I had another one for just about reading demand charts, 211 comments. How to mine Vertcoin, 57,000 views with 447 comments, and just a ton of interactivity. And I made a ton of videos like this about different mining, and people loved them. And so did a ton of different YouTubers, because there was just a new coin to mine all the time. And you could choose to mine that coin, or you could choose to continue to mine the coin that you liked, that you were currently mining. And if you felt like the profits were going down, you could just swap to a different coin, or this, that, or the other thing. There was always something to do. And it was manual too. You could either use NiceHash, and it could kind of do it for you, or you could go and you could get the miner yourself, and you could really unpack that miner and put in the IP address and put in the data for that, you know, and make the bat file and actually start mining to a wallet. You could actually download the wallet and download the blockchain and actually sync the blockchain and mine to it. And you could actually see the progress of you mining. Every day you would wake up and you could look, how many coins did I mine today? Oh, I mined 3 coins, so I made $12, or I made $20, or something like that, right? So every day you'd wake up and you would check your progress. And now, even today, I selected on whattomine.com here. In case you guys don't know, the whattomine.com is a great little website for, you know, just selecting your graphics card or your graphics cards. You can also put in multiple if you would like, and you can check to see what the profits are. And this is 3090, so this is basically the best card out there. I think there might be a 3090 Ti. I'm not sure if that's actually out yet or not, but 3090 is basically the best card you could possibly buy, pretty much, for the most part. And so even Ethereum here is just $1.45 a day right now. And yes, this is a bad time to be showing mining profits because everything is obviously going down in price, but it just goes to show that this is basically how much you would be making back then as well. So $1.45 a day, but minus electricity, you're really only making 68 cents. So Ethereum is basically the only coin you can be mining for the most part, because like, what is Zero? Zero, I don't even know what that is. Like I obviously haven't done my research, but Conflux, Ergo, I know what Ergo is. Z Classic, Ethereum Classic has always been around, but 44 cents a day after electricity. Of course, that depends on what your electricity is. I didn't put in any particular electricity cost. It's just default to 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So I didn't really actually change that. But Raven Coin is, of course, always on there. It's been on there for years. But you can see like Vertcoin has fallen way down to the bottom. And there's just really nothing good to mine. I mean, I mined Beam back in the day, but that was a terrible coin to mine. I really disliked mining Beam. Just wasn't fun to mine at all. So there's just really nothing new coming out. Like all of these coins that you see here, like like Ethereum Classic has been around forever. Ethereum obviously been around forever. Raven Coin's been around for years. Bitcoin Z, what even is that? Like, why even bother? Vertcoin has been around for years, since like 2017-ish, something like that, maybe 2016 or so. Beam has been around for a good few years. I think 2019 that came along, something like that. But for the most part, there's nothing very new here that I'm aware of. There might be a couple new coins that I'm unaware of, for the most part. So there's really nothing new. So after mining came along, like proof of stake came along, and proof of stake was okay for a little while, right? Like it was kind of fresh, right? You're just buying coins and then you're sticking them in a wallet. But the only problem with that is that for the most part, it didn't work very well. It was very tricky. Developers didn't make it work very well. A lot of the times you had to use commands for the wallets, and it wasn't very fun to use. A lot of the wallets didn't work very well. Some of them worked very well. A lot of them did not work very well at all. I remember mining Veilcoin, proof of staking Veilcoin, and you had to use commands for every single thing you did in the wallet. And it was a super pain. And you had to basically write down all of the commands and store them somewhere, like whether it was in like, a notepad or write them down on a piece of paper, because you couldn't remember all of them, because there was like about a dozen of them to do everything in the wallet. And but the problem is that was a little bit boring. That got about boring pretty quick. And it's a great system. I mean, proof of stake is still around today. Obviously, proof of work is around today as well. But for the most part, you just put coins in a wallet, and then you buy more and you put them in the wallet, and then you earn them, and then you buy more and you put them in the wallet, and you just go like this. And you stare at it. And then after proof of stake, it sort of transitioned into DeFi. And like DeFi sort of transitioned into yield farming and such. And then after that, yield farming kind of died out very quickly. And now we just have BNB tokens and DeFi like Ethereum tokens. And BNB tokens are super hot right now. Well, they were for quite a while. And these BNB tokens are basically total trash. I mean, super giga ultimate trash. And basically, they're just copy and pasted. I mean, even beyond Ethereum tokens, like way beyond Ethereum tokens. They're just copy and pasted, and they're just Doge, Elon Musk, to Mars, dog coin. And then just put it out there, or Panda coin, or Red Panda coin, or Armadillo coin. It doesn't even matter. Just animal, and then slap some word on it, and then go. And they just copy and paste them, and they have like these huge fees so that they just all go to the developers and stuff like that. And they're garbage, and they die out in a week, and that's it. That's all it is, over and over. And then you're just supposed to buy them and sit them in a wallet and go like this. Just hold your hands, wait. And there's no interactivity anymore. Nobody's making master nodes. People are barely staking anymore, except for Ethereum. Nobody's mining anymore, except for, Ethereum and a few of these coins like Ravencoin, Ethereum Classic and stuff. A lot of people sold all of their cards back in the day, which I think was kind of a good idea for most people. And speaking of that, I made a video a long time ago. In October of 2018, I made this video. It's called The Home GPU Mining Dream is Dead, What to Do Next. It got 28,000 views, and I still stand by this video today. This was in October of 2018, and remember that in December of 2018 was the all-time low for like Bitcoin, because we had the all-time high, well, at least in 2017, of about almost $20,000 of Bitcoin, and then almost exactly 1 year later, we had the low, the all-time low, and it was like $3,200-ish Bitcoin. And so about 2 months later was the super low. So I postulated in this video that, is it better to continue, so the question of this video, in case you guys never watched this, and if you want to go back and watch it, go ahead, but it's super old, so the context is sort of lost anymore. But the idea was, I posed two questions. Should you, A, continue mining on your expensive GPUs? Because in 2018, a 1080 Ti costed you $1,200 for an NVIDIA 1080 Ti. You couldn't find them anywhere. They were on Amazon for like $1,200. Most of them were sold out. $1,200 it costed you. Now you can buy them for like $200, $300 maybe. And so the question A was, should you continue mining and mine these very unprofitable coins with your extremely expensive mining rigs? And mind you, electricity cost is a thing, which most people just do not consider, and it raises your electricity bill quite considerably. And continue mining through this bear market in the hopes that all the prices go up? Or should you sell your mining rigs because your graphics cards are extremely expensive? You can get almost $1,000 per graphics card, and I think at the time you might have been able to sell your 1080s for like $600 to $1,000, something like that. They were really, really expensive at the time. So they might have been like $600-800 at the time. I can't remember, all those years back, the 4 years ago now, but they were very expensive. So, if you had a mining rig of like something like 6 to 8 1080s, you could probably get several $1,000s for that mining rig. And at the time, just a couple months later, Ethereum went to, let's actually find out. Ethereum bottomed out, and Ethereum bottomed out at what I believe was like at $125 or something like that. Let's see, 2018 in about December, $100, less than $100. I think I seen $84 there. So yeah, you might not have gotten it at the bottom, but you have gotten it at approximately $100 per coin. So if you had sold your mining rigs for thousands of dollars, if you happen to have a reasonable mining operation going, you would have been able to pick up 30, 40 coins easy. And then when it went up to thousands of dollars per Ethereum, you would have made an unbelievable profit. So the question really is, would you have made more money if you would have been mining for the rest of those years, all the way up until 2021 when it went to about $5,000? Or would you have made more money if you had sold all of your mining rigs and just invested your money into Ethereum, and instead of making only, again, about this much, you would have probably been making the exact same amount. Now, this is a 3090 today, but you would have probably been making about the same much with a 1080 in 2018, about at the same price, even with Ethereum only at $100, you're probably still making about $1 some a day. And then, with electricity cost, I think you were only making 40-50 cents a day or something like that. So even less. So you're only making about 50 cents a day. I think in the video I was showing that you were only actually making like 30, 40, 50 cents a day, something like that. So, you're only making 30, 40, 50 cents a day after electricity, per 1080. And, the good graphics card at the time. And would you have made the same amount of money? Now, I argue no. You would have not. I think you would have been better off selling your rigs for thousands of dollars, taking that thousands of dollars, just straight up buying it on an exchange, putting it on exchange, and then just waiting. The problem is, again, that's a little bit boring, and I think I'm, contradicting myself just a little bit there, because again, that's a little bit boring. And like, is it more boring to just buy the crypto and have it sit on an exchange or in a wallet, if that's what you prefer? I think you should have it in your own wallet, on a Trezor, or on some kind of wallet or something like that, just for safety considerations. But I think there's a few exchanges that are pretty safe. I think Coinbase is a fairly safe exchange overall, but we may all eat that sooner or later. Who knows, one day. But for the most part, I don't suppose that's really the basis of the conversation today. Or should you have kept mining? And this one person made a response. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but a few years ago, it was right after I made the video, this BitTruth guy, and he sounded like he was 12 years old, made this video against that, saying that GPU mining is not dead in 2018, 2019. MrSotko exposed. And I don't really get the basis of this video. This person didn't really make a very good argument, and really, really deeply missed the aspect of my video. They claimed that I was just telling everybody to sell all of their GPUs, but in reality, what I was telling everybody was to actually think about their own finances and think about their own positions. How many mining rigs do you have? What is your electricity bill? Would you be better off mining and continuing your high electricity bill, because we were deep into the bear market at the time? Would you be better off selling all of your mining rigs and then just buying the crypto that you're mining and getting it very, very cheap, because again, we were deep into the bear market? Or would you be better off continue mining? And you should evaluate your own position, your own unique position. How much money do you have? What are your bills? What is your mining cost? What are you mining? What do you think? What is your math? Right? But in this video, I did watch some of it. It's like 30 minutes long, so I didn't watch all of it. But like, they took it way out of context and was saying that I was just telling everybody to sell their GPUs, but that is just simply not the case. I was saying, do your own math, because the person who made this video sounded like they were 12 years old and like they had never paid an electricity bill in their life. So I was saying, do your own math. But that's what I'm trying to get at today, is that it seems like crypto has been very boring lately for the past couple years. Like, there hasn't been any interactivity that, like, starting in 2017, that's the explosion of crypto. Like, all of these crypto YouTubers came out, with all of their affiliate links, and stuff like that. So all that bad stuff kind of came out, the whole BitConnect thing and the whole Genesis mining thing. And Genesis mining wasn't bad, but I did call out the fact that if Bitcoin goes down in price, you're not going to get paid out. You're not going to get your Bitcoin. They're just going to keep your money and stuff like that. So Genesis mining wasn't necessarily malicious. It was a risky situation. So there was sort of some bad that came out from 2017 with the whole YouTuber thing. But I think YouTubers in 2017 were not entirely, but were very, very responsible for the explosion of cryptocurrency. Were very, very responsible for the explosion of cryptocurrency, because it was because of all those affiliate links that really encouraged YouTubers to like produce video after video after video after video. And then it was like, okay, well, I need more content. Well, here's this video to mine, and here's this crypto to mine, and here's this crypto to mine. And then they found their own profits doing that. And they got into it and more into it and stuff like that. And that got other people watching, and other people watching, and other people got into it, and other people got into it. And it was a snowball effect. And it really exploded. And then once 2018 came along and everybody started losing money, everybody kind of became disinterested. And you can see that with everybody's views. You can see that with every crypto YouTuber's views. A lot of crypto YouTubers completely disappeared in 2018. You can see that with my own views. I mean, you can look at my videos and just scroll through 2017, and then 2018, it just starts to go, it just dumps. So, it became boring, but I think even 2018 was more interesting than it is today, because right now it seems like people are calling out these new coins to buy, and people buy them and they either go up in price, and everything's going down in price right now. But I mean, in general, that like it either goes up and down in price, and it's just sitting on an exchange, or it's sitting in your Ethereum wallet, because all the new coins that come out are not coins, they are tokens. And there's a big difference, because a token rides on a blockchain, whereas a coin has its own blockchain. And a coin you have to either stake, or you have to proof of work, or something thereof. And so they're all tokens. And so, these YouTubers or people discover them in some way, shape, or form, whether they come out on, some DeFi platform or what have you. And people buy them, and then they just sit on an exchange, or they sit in an Ethereum wallet, or a BNB, or on Fire, or a MetaMask, etc. Some kind of wallet, and you just sit there and you just hold your hands and you go, well, it might go up in price, and you just sit there and you don't do anything. You're not running a master node. You're not restarting your node. You're not checking on your GPUs. You're not repairing anything. You're not syncing a wallet. You're not like checking on anything. You're not doing anything. It's like stocks. You might as well just be buying stock at this point. You're just buying it, and you're waiting for the future. Is it going to go up in price, or is it going to go down in price? You have no interactivity. You barely have any. You have no interactivity except for DAOs these days, where you actually vote on something. That's it. And I feel like it's gotten a little bit boring. And again, this isn't me capitulating or quitting or anything like that. This is just, I feel like this is just a phase in crypto where we've sort of phased out proof of work. And I understand it, I really do, because these developers, it's harder for a developer to create their own blockchain. It's much easier for a developer to just simply copy and paste some code and slap it on the Ethereum blockchain. Much, much easier for them to do that and fill out a template essentially for an Ethereum token, and fill in their own information in a template, and then just go, boom, this is our own token and this is how it works, and fill in some of their own code, and boom, there it goes. And then they can put it on any DeFi exchange they want. Whereas, making something like, for example, like Vertcoin, you actually have to make your own code, and you have to make your own blockchain. Then you have to advertise it. Then you have to get everybody to actually mine it. And if people don't mine it, then there's so little hash rate, people can 51% attack it. Then that's a problem. Then you have to change the algorithm around in order to get rid of, ASICs and this, that, and the other thing. So it's a lot more work for developers to do that. And if the profits go down, then people just, why even mine that? Why even mine that coin? People aren't going to do it. The only reason why people might continue to mine your coin is because they might be on a PPLNS mining pool, and they just don't want to change their miners over, because they're going to lose profits if they do. And people just seek different profits. If it goes down even just a little bit, they're just going to switch over to something else. And it's just not really worth it for developers to do that. So I really understand why the whole industry has sort of moved away from proof of work into like proof of stake, and into tokens and stuff like that, and into BNB tokens, because it's so easy for a developer to just slap code onto a token and then put it onto DeFi exchanges. But it's really boring for the rest of us. We have no interactivity anymore. Most of us sold all of our GPUs because it just wasn't really worth our time, especially if you only had like one mining rig or just a couple. If you just had a handful of GPUs, it really just wasn't worth your time to have this roaring GPU rig in a room in your house to only make $6 a day. It just wasn't worth it. Now, if you had 100 GPUs, you might still be going strong today. That's totally fine. But again, if you only had 6 to only make like $6 a day, it just wasn't worth it to have it in your house. And you might as well have sold them for several hundred or $1,000 or $2,000 worth of GPUs back in the day. And that's exactly what this video was about. I even mentioned that if you have this gigantic operation, there comes a point where how many GPUs do you have? How many GPUs is a big operation and how many GPUs is a small operation? If you only have 10, is that a big operation? You're making $10 a day. Is that enough? You know, is 20 a big operation? Because now you're making $1 a day on each GPU because you're mining some goofy coin, and that might turn into big profits one day. What about 100 GPUs roaring away in your basement? Well, I'd consider that a big operation, you know. So it depends on how many GPUs you had. But anymore, again, just so little activity that it just seems boring anymore. It's just like some YouTuber comes along and they're like, oh, you know, this new DeFi coin is really going to change the game, and you buy it, and it just tanks in price immediately. I mean, just absolutely immediately. And because it's worthless. Nobody actually uses it for anything, and people just sit there in their wallet and they're just, I can't wait till that goes up in price, because nobody's interacting with it. Nobody has any stake in it. They just bought it on an exchange and put it in a wallet, and like that, they can sell it immediately because they didn't take the time to set up a mining rig and take all the time to put software on their mining rigs to mine Vertcoin or to mine this coin or that coin, right? Where they're invested in the coin and they've put so much time in it. They're like, I definitely don't want to sell it. I could sell it, but I don't want to sell it because I've set up all these mining rigs, right? And I don't want to change all the mining rigs to a different coin, right? At least there's that reasonable amount of investment that you have put into it, this time and effort and work that you've put into it. Whereas buying these coins off some DeFi exchange is boom, I bought it, boom, I can sell it. And you know, another thing about these DeFi exchanges, like using MetaMask over here, is that there's so low liquidity that when you go buy something, you end up getting wrecked because the liquidity was so low, the slippage was so high that you ended up severely overpaying. And then when you go to sell it, you end up severely, underselling it. And you end up getting wrecked either way. But I think that's all I have for you guys. Again, the market's severely tanking. I mean, we have lost like $300 in this video. I think the video so far is 31 minutes long. I didn't even mean to go on this long. It's just like a super long rant. And we have lost like $200 or something like that in the time that I have made this video. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my rant. I want to know what you guys think of the crypto market. Has it got a little boring? Are you guys okay with this? Are you guys okay with this low amount of interactivity, this kind of stock level interactivity with crypto? Do you guys still mine? I mean, what are you guys doing for interactivity with crypto? But as usual, I'll see you guys next time.